Are all denominations saved? No. Not even each individual in a selected denomination is saved. But let's talk about it today, right here on Justified by Score. Matthew chapter 7, verse 21 through 23 says, and I'm paraphrasing, "Not everyone who comes to me and says, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter into the kingdom of heaven. Many will say to me that day, 'Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have we not done many wonderful works?' And Jesus will reply to them, 'Depart from me, you that work in lawlessness.'" Remember this phrase, miracles do not confirm the man. It only confirms the message. Recently, I've been asked by several individuals if all Christian denominations are saved. This is a genuine question, but it requires a deep answer. So the main question is, are all denominations saved? Before we dive into this answer and give you a soft answer, let's first define our terms. Denominations. This is defined in the religious sense as a religious organization whose congregations are united in their adherence to its beliefs and practices. It is a division of sects of individuals who believe and practice similarly. Since we are being specific on the Christian religion, a more distinct definition would be the divisions of the Christian religion based on differing beliefs and practices. To give a brief but specific example, one would be a Protestant denomination in contrast to a Seventh-day Adventist denomination. The first believes and practices the assembly of their congregants on Sunday. And the second, Seventh-day Adventists, practice gathering on the Sabbath. While both are categorized under the Christian heading, they both hold different beliefs, different practices that divide them in their gatherings and practices. This is going to be just a brief overview on how Christianity is divided. This is not intended to be comprehensive in the least. You have Christianity. Christianity is the heading. Then it breaks down into 6 main subgroups: the Church of the East, Oriental Orthodoxy, Eastern Orthodoxy, Roman Catholicism, Protestant, and Restorationism. The majority of American denominations will fall under the Roman Catholicism heading, which is Catholicism. The Protestant, where we get, Adventism, Anabaptism, Baptists, Lutherans, Methodists, and so on and so forth. And then the Restorationism arm, where we get like Jehovah's Witnesses, Latter-day Saints. Stick a bookmark right there because I want to address this arm, but first I have to further define terms. Restoration is one branch I do question if they are a legitimate branch of Christianity. Remember this phrase, do not major in the minors. And that is exactly what denominations do when dividing themselves. Keep in mind, we're asking the question, are all denominations saved? I want to continue with the conversation on the branch of Restorationism because I do question the authenticity of salvation belief within these denominations. I do not want to spend an extensive amount of time, but yet I think it is equally as important to define what salvation is first, as well as its purpose. Now, salvation. Salvation is God's way of providing people deliverance from sin and death. The Greek term sozo means to save. It is also used conceptually of rescue and deliver. But a rescue or deliverance from what? The what is the condition and state in which we find mankind. Mankind is sinful. As it is written, there is none, no, not one that is righteous. Also, the wages of sin, the only rightful payment for sin, is death. So since all mankind by nature is sinful and unrighteous, the only righteous reward is death. And the work of salvation is to deliver or rescue man from that fate. In this understanding, the only acceptable sacrifice to atone for sin would be a perfect sacrifice. Since mankind is sinful, they could not qualify to be this acceptable sacrifice. As such, only a perfect sacrifice, lamb without spot or blemish, would qualify. And this is where Jesus would only qualify if he was God. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on this section here. I may go into it further on another video, but salvation is rescuing or delivering one from a righteous punishment, paid for only by a perfect sacrifice. If that is a strict understanding of the term salvation, one would have to believe that Jesus is God and perfect, only acceptable sacrifice for the atonement of sins. The problem with the restorationism arm of Christianity is most of the denominations found under that heading deny the deity of Jesus. If you deny the deity of Jesus, you also forfeit the avenue of rescue. So in short, what I'm saying is, in whole, I would not consider these denominations Christians at all. But in the same breath, I said, in whole, I also say, ergo propter hoc. What is true in the part is not true in the whole, and what is true in the whole is not always true in the part. So even though I would say that I'm not convinced that you are rescued if you deny the deity of Jesus, I would also concede that it may be possible that not all of the individuals who affiliate with that denomination actually believe that. In like manner, not all Protestants or Reformed Christians believe everything that their denominations believe. Now, let me drive it home with this statement. Denominations have nothing to do with salvation. In majority, denominations attempt to divide over secondary issues or major in the minors. Unpopular opinion. You can say, but would not have any evidence for, all individuals in a specific denominations are saved. Just like you can say, but you don't have any evidence to support the statement, all individuals a part of a specific denominations are not saved. It could be possible, though highly unlikely, that one may have had an authentic conversion within a heretical denomination. We see many instances of individuals leaving heretical denominations after growing. I don't know all people, so I will reserve my judgment even if I know them all. Would it be possible to know if their conversion was authentic? I'm not sure anyone could make such a bold claim. And I hear it now, people saying, so if a heretic is preaching heresy or a false prophet is uttering false prophecies, then you think that they are still saved? No, I didn't say that at all. But what I did say is that it may be possible for someone who began under that type of leadership to have an authentic conversion. Since I have not spoken or analyzed everyone in those situations, I will reserve my judgment. But the thing about false teachers and false prophets is they tell you. Silence is the perfect substitute for stupidity. Silence is golden. If you would just keep silent, we wouldn't know how stupid or how much of a heretic you really are. But some people just love hearing their own voices, so they will gladly just tell you and pridefully be vocal about their heresy. Stay with me. Let me end this episode by stating this. Salvation is a free gift by grace through faith. A denomination does not save you, but you also want to make sure that you are in a denomination that strictly adheres to Scripture. Study to show yourself approved. And this has been another episode of Justified by Score.